Hello, and welcome to Danger Zone, which is about 15 minutes from my house here in Coney Island. Before anything else, I just wanted to remind you today's Danger Zone is being brought to you by We Buy Gold, the best pawn shop in Brooklyn at 60th and 8th Avenue. They want me to ask you all, friends, are piles of gold ingots cluttering up your studio apartment? If so, bring them on down to We Buy Gold for top dollar and a cheerful smile. Remember, that's We Buy Gold, raw, new, and old. Okay, so this, I know this will shock you to hear, this is a game. What's interesting is that my friend Andy is in hopes of selling it to the Coney Island Museum, because what he's done is he's taken a coin pusher from the 1890s that used to be part of their arcade, and I'll show you what was cool about it in a minute. And he fixed up all the interior stuff, he got it oiled, he found replacement parts. It wasn't easy. The idea of the game is that a kid would go up and they would give, for a half penny, they had half pennies in those days, for a half penny, they'd give you like 25 game tokens, or for a whole penny, they'd give you 50. I know you're shocked. Those of you who need time to follow the math, well, you're just going to have to keep up. Now, it was a game for kids. That's very clear. It's sort of connected to their pirate ship ride, which is basically, they kind of have a version of it in carnivals and places today. It basically, you just get in it and a big ship, and it rocks left and right and shakes left and right. And it can be a little scary for a little kid, but it's just fun for a slightly bigger kid. But anyway, this tied into that. This is called something like the Pirate's Cove. And the idea is that you see those see these treasure chests back here? Well, each of them has quote-unquote gold in them. Not real gold, a toy. And all of these things that look like toys are toys. But they're supposedly the spirits of the dead adventurers who tried to steal the pirates' gold. So what kids would do is, the idea is they'd put in their game tokens, and they just try to win the toys. And in the back are treasure chests. If they managed to get a treasure chest off, they could give that to their dad, and their dad would use it to get a penny cigar or a half penny cigar. People didn't have much money those days, and also a penny was worth a lot more than it is now. But I can't imagine the cigars were that good, even though I don't smoke cigars. Now, there is one cool aspect to this. In order to play it, you had to pull one of those photographers' black things over your head. You know, the photographers from the time would pull a cloak over their head. Because when I turn off the lights here, you'll see that the game is set up to be extra scary and creepy in black light. By the way, the carnival sounds you're hearing, it's March. Coney Island isn't open. My friend Andy, and I'll get to that in a minute, friend Andy has turned on some carnival sound effects for us because he wants us to get the feel of what it was like to play this game back in the 1890s. Let me see if there's something in the way of the camera here. Hold on, I'm gonna try and fix it. Okay, a little about my friend Andy. He finds these old machines and he fixes them up, and he tries to set them up as accurately to the original as he possibly can. And this one, and then he finds a client for it, some sort of person who's into antiques or whatever. I don't know if you can tell in the dark, but he's done a great job of fixing it up. I mean, it doesn't really look antique-y because, he had to replace the rotted iron and tin, or just tin maybe, with modern steel. And in the old days, the treasure chests were made of wood, but they rotted, and all the little toys were made of I don't know what, also tin maybe. Anyway, they rotted too. So there wasn't anything you could do about it. So he's replaced them, and he tried to sell it to the Coney Island Museum, which said they were interested, but the problem is the Coney Island Museum, whatever that brings to mind, it's basically a gift shop that has old photographs and books and things of that nature. It doesn't really have room for a coin pusher. So he wanted me to come and see what I could do. The museum also complained that, well, I'll get to that later. Anyway, he wanted me to give it a shot just to see if it worked as a game and what I thought of it, because he knows I do the coin pushing thing. Oh. Yep, he knows I do the coin pushing thing. So, that all said, let's take a shot at playing the Pirate's Cove. And try to imagine, let the music sink in, try to imagine you're back in the 1890s, you're a kid, you're having a great time, you're trying to win a toy, your dad wants you to win him a cigar, and here we go. Just so you know, I have 50 quarters. Oh, that's the other thing I forgot to mention. I asked him about, did he have to replace the slots to take modern quarters? And he said, no, the game tokens they had then were actually bigger than quarters. So quarters will actually still work. I'll try and drop in a picture of what one of the game tokens looked like when I do the edit on this. But in the meantime, I'm going to turn on the... You know what? I'm going to get Andy to turn on the machine. Hold on, because I really don't want to be electrocuted. Oh, and before I start getting people complaining, yes, they had electricity in the 1890s. And yes, they did have what you... Oh, I didn't explain. This is a black light. This is a UV light. And all the objects are created in such a way, and they were back then, that they would respond to UV light by looking ghostly and creepy, and that's the pirate ship in the background, or a pirate ship. What can I say, kids? I don't know everything. I can't tell one pirate ship from another. Anyway, let's just start playing, see what we can get off, if we can win a toy, if we can win a cigar, though I'm not actually going to get a cigar. Let's see what we can do. And then afterwards I'm going to give Andy a bit of a critique about how I think he could make it more salable. And you can listen in. Here we go, guys. 50 quarters. Oh, and just so you know, the game people weren't any more eager for you to win back then than they are now. So, oh, one of the toys see, the toys are sort of the spirits that now haunt the Pirates' Cove to protect the treasure. So it's not surprising that they're placed in front of the treasure like that. And I was never much for pirates as a kid, or as an adult. I mean, I like movies where the good guys took on the pirates and won. But things like Pirates of the Caribbean, they never really worked that well for me. Because, pirates did bad things. There was a reason they would, if they found a pirate ship, they would sink it on sight. But, I was wondering whether in the 1890s there would have been anyone old enough to have seen or met a real pirate when they were younger. Because, the 1890s, you could have easily made it to 60 or 70. And in the 1830s, there were certainly pirates still. They probably weren't as stereotypical, but as we think of them, they were probably just, highwaymen of the sea, as they were called. Or I think they were called. I didn't bother to look it up. I can't tell, but we've gotten off a couple of toys. Let's see how many our 50 can get us and whether we can get a treasure chest. So let me know in the comments, guys. Let me know whether when you were growing up, you always wanted to be a pirate, or you always wanted to grow up to fight pirates, or just say something about yourself. I like to hear about my viewers. Both of them. Just kidding. Speaking of which, this would be an extremely good time to like or subscribe, or rather, optimally both. It's sort of like I'm doing this as a favor to Andy to help out his restoration business. That's not the only thing he does. He also flies private planes. But everybody needs a hobby. I'm down to a treasure chest actually fell down. That's kind of cool. Okay. But let me stress, this is a game and it wasn't meant for gambling. Well, I guess in a way it's gambling, but you're basically just trying to buy a toy off of it. And it is for kids. So, it's what I used to call a low-risk coin pusher. Okay, I'm going to do another half-penny buy-in so we can keep playing for a little bit. See what happens. Um, I wonder if these machines were able to tell. Yeah, I got 25 more quarters. What is it? Coney Island was almost its own little entertainment world. It was, and kind of still is, the Disneyland of the Northeast. Oh, you'll notice that the kids weren't allowed to get the tokens, which is what they were using, back out, because the machine has no clean out. Any token that gets put in goes right in the owner's pocket. I mean, this is a standard old carnival style arcade. I mean, Coney Island invented that kind of thing. So the idea of there being a way for you to just keep playing forever. Besides, with the cloak on, I just have the lights turned out. But with the cloak on, okay, that's it. I'm going to turn on the lights, do a clean out, and give Andy my notes. Okay, let's see. Well, I did pretty well on the toys. Pretty well. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Hold on, I'll do it the formal way. Okay, one toy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a quarter. 10, 11. I got 11 toys, for whatever that means. But remember, a kid back then was lucky if he could afford a half penny, which would have only been 25 quarters, or 25 tokens rather. I used the 75. So a kid would maybe get 1 or 2 toys. Now, Andy had to go out. I don't think he expected it to take such a short amount of time for me to get through this. But so I'm just going to record him my notes and send it later. For what Andy tells me, the pirate ship picture in the back, which I'm sure you can see, is original. And it's a real painting because they didn't have a printing process that really did ultraviolet back then. I'm not sure they had color even. But I think maybe they did. I don't know. Anyway, so that's hand painted and original, and that's really cool. And it's great that he got it working. That's amazing. But the problem is that all the amazing stuff is inside. On the outside, It just looks like an ordinary coin pusher with modern toys and modern props and stuff like that. Basically, what I have to say to Andy is, if you can dig up or recreate the original toys and the original treasure chests, if they even were treasure chests, and get this thing set up so it really looks like it came from the 1890s, then you'll really have something here. Maybe you have some old photographs as opposed to descriptions. Maybe there's a manual you can look at, and that came with hand drawings or something that will let you be able to duplicate what it actually looked like back in the 1890s. Then you'll have something that's really worth something. Right now, what you have is a coin pusher that inside has parts from the 1890s that you may have replaced or restored or whatever, and a really cool painting that you might want to consider seeing if you can sell on your own. It'd help if the artist had signed it, but they didn't do that for commercial art in those days. Or maybe there's something on the back that I don't know about. But it might be your best and cheapest bet to just take off the picture and sell that. But otherwise, basically your restoration's only half finished. You got it working mechanically. Now you have to make it look like the 1890s. And that's all I got to say. I do want to ask you guys to like and subscribe. And maybe head on down to the We Buy Gold Raw New and Old pawn shop. They don't just sell and buy gold. They also have all the usual stuff that you'd find in a pawn shop at really, really good prices. Also, they pawn everyday objects like, bring in. In fact, they have a whole other motto thing, which is nothing is worth nothing, which sounds bad, but what they mean by it is bring them almost anything and they'll give you at least $1 for it. You bring them an old broken lamp, they'll give you $1 for it. Bring them your late mother's wedding ring, they'll give you $1 for it. Wait, that may not be right. But in any case, check the store out and tell them I sent you. In fact, what a good way to remind yourself to tell them I sent you is to click like and subscribe, because they're going to be sponsoring this for the next month. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a good time, and I hope I can remember to drop in that thing about the tokens. Maybe somebody could leave a comment that says, "Hey, John, did you remember the tokens?" But I have some pictures of what United States game tokens were like back in the day. I'm leaving the carnival music on because I like it. That's about it. And boy, by the way, does my son love Coney Island. He's been going since he's a kid, and now he's riding the fastest and most dangerous, terrifying roller coasters and slingshot gadgets. And he loves it, and he laughs the whole time. I don't think they'll make those things to scare kids. I think they make those. Well, my son's 21 now. I keep forgetting. It's so easy to forget when your kids grow up. I don't think they make them to scare kids. I think they make them to scare parents. Because I got to say, when he gets on one of those, he's fine, but I'm terrified. I'm sure those of you with kids know the feeling. Anyway, see you all next week. Bye.